In this question, we see the idea of consecutive integers. So consecutive numbers are numbers that come one after the other, like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the way to show that in algebra would be simply x, x plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, and so on. So for instance, if x is 5, then we'd have 5, 6, 7, 8, and we'd have our consecutive integers. Now, if we're dealing with consecutive odd or even integers, it doesn't really matter if they're odd or even, one or the other, but both odd and even numbers, like 2, 4, 6, 8, or 3, 5, 7, 9, they're spaced out by 2. So instead of x, x plus 1, x plus 2, we'd have x, x plus 2, x plus 4, and x plus 6. And that's what we have in this situation. They're talking about the first, the second, the third, the fourth. So let's label that this way. Here we have our first number is x, our second is x plus 2, our third is x plus 4, and our fourth is x plus 6. So the question is now telling us the product of 12 and the fourth of the integers, so that's 12 times the fourth integer, x plus 6, is at most. That part we're going to deal with later, but for now, let's pretend it just says is. So the product of 12 and the fourth integer is 26 less than. Okay, now, generally, when you're doing verbal statements in algebra, you can write everything exactly as it says it is. So right now we have the product of 12 and the fourth integer is just simply 12 times the fourth integer. But one exception to that is subtraction. So if we have 26 less than a number, you're going to want to write that at the end. So just imagine if I have $500 less than I had last week, then I kind of need to know what did I have last week and then subtract 500 from that. So subtraction implies an order, and the thing you're subtracting needs to go toward the end. So this is, we're going to talk about the is or is at most later, but this is 26 less than the sum of the first and the third integers. So the first and the third, x and x plus 4. So now the only part we're missing is that orange part there. So let's say we have the expression a is at least 50. So what are we saying there? We're saying a can be 50, it can be 60, it can be 70, it can be 80. It's at least 50. It's 50 or any greater number. So really we're saying a is greater than or equal to 50. So let's say we have the expression a is at most 50. So what are we saying by that? We're saying a can be 50 or it can be any number that's less than 50. It's at most 50. It can be 50, 49, 48, and so on. So really here we're saying a is less than or equal to 50. So in this question, we're hearing this product that we were talking about at first, it's at most equal to all this other stuff. So as we said here, that is the same idea as being less than or equal to all this stuff. And the answer choice that matches what we have here is answer choice A in this situation.